Hey guys, Mighty Gazelle here, back with more reading the My Hero Academia manga. This is chapter 376. I don't see a title yet. These are the unofficial translations. Um, yeah, 2 week hiatus is over. I have heard that this is a shorter chapter. Um, and it has something to do with Horikoshi's health. We don't really know what he's dealing with, if it's just stress or if it's like being overworked or whatever. I'm in the camp where I think he should just take like a long break because this man's been going at it like consistently for very long time and very rarely ever takes more than a week break. So yeah, I'm excited to dive on in. If I sound sick, that's because I am. I don't know if you've seen my most recent videos, but a few days ago I tested positive for COVID and I've been dealing with that. Which is why I'm also recording this during the daytime. I didn't stay up. I was knocked out last night. When you're sick, you sleep when your body tells you to. So, um, but yeah, I feel like the worst is over for that. I'm still kind of feeling like crap, and my throat's sore and stuff like that. But I think the worst is over. So hopefully within the next few days, I'll be close to back to normal. Hopefully. So yeah, without further ado, let's just dive on in. First page we get is this awesome. Oh, they're doing the oh, it's the alternate universe again, the fantasy universe thing. Oh, sick. Okay, so I think this is the popularity poll. I don't see numbers next to the people, and if I do, they're in Japanese and I can't tell. Um, but this is the is this the 10th popularity poll or whatever? But this, yeah, they're bringing back the alternate fantasy universe stuff. That looks sick. So I'm assuming Bakugo is still number one and Deku's number two. I don't really see. Maybe I'm just blind right now and I can't see like what the numbers are. But yeah, I'm gonna read off just for the sake of you who aren't reading this with me. Here's the 10 people we have. We have Bakugo and Deku, who I presume are one and two respectively. We have Todoroki, who looks like very beautiful. He's got like this like dragon armor on or whatever. We have Kirishima. We have Hawks. Okay, interesting. He's top 10. Uraraka, top 10. Aizawa looking badass. We have Endeavor. Kaminari. Okay. Ian Ida. Is there anyone I'm missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope, that's all of them. Okay, cool. I'm not sure the order. Sorry about that. I must be blind or I can't read Japanese. One of the two. Okay. Let's dive on in. Number 376, A Storm to a Flower. We're just getting a shot of pouring rain. Within the mayhem. I still haven't. As we get a bunch of trees. It looks like they're on fire. Is this from Dabi? I still haven't. Talk to you about love. Oh, okay. So this is Uraka thinking to herself. Uraka and Froppy looks like they're falling from the sky from that portal. And we get down below them. It's just a shit ton of Twice clones. And Toga looks up and says, "So insistent. There's no longer a girl in love here, hero." Whoa! As we get Toga like showing herself outside of the Twice form. Okay, I'm still so curious about how this is gonna like go. Um, this setting is so bizarre. Like, you have the Lord of Evil in his prime using rewind versus Endeavor, who's lost an arm, and Hawks, and you have this. You insert Sadman's Parade, which is crazy in itself, and then you have Uraraka and Toga. Let's talk about love, and Toga's like, now she's like, I ain't talking about love no more, which is like completely opposite of what she's always wanted to do. So it's like really weird. Whoa. Great shot right here of Sadman's Parade versus whatever heroes are left. It looks like one of the Wild Wild Pussycats. I always get the names confused. What's the one that controls the Earth again? That's not Mandalay, right? That's whatever. Hot, hot, hot! Shouts some of the heroes. Everyone retreat behind the mud wall. We gotta withdraw. Yeah, I would imagine so. The Sadman's Parade is engulfing. It looks like some of the heroes are already getting like stomped on. And she's putting up the mud wall for Dabi's flames. Makes sense. The mushroom girl is being carried away by Kamui Woods. She says, I can't spread any spores within these flames, Shroom. Why does she always have to say Shroom? It's like Froppy every time she talks to Ribbit. I guess she doesn't really do that much anymore, though, Froppy. We get, what's this guy's name? It's not Hound Dog. It's the guy who was there for the baseball game. You guys know what I'm talking about. Move the captured villains too, or they'll die a fiery death. Oh, look at them caring about the villains that they captured. Good on them. We have Uraraka and Froppy floating toward them. This can only be Kurogiri's quirk, says Froppy. Even Dabi's here. Froppy continues. Todoroki-chan, Shoji-chan, everyone. Oh, and then we get Tokoyami and Jiro, who's right on top of Tokoyami. I still laugh. It makes me laugh when I think about many chapters ago when Tokoyami's like, stop moving your butt on my back. It's going to make me flustered. That was so funny. Iravity, Froppy. Jiro shouts. Tsukuyomi, earphone jack, says Uraraka. This battle just keeps getting more chaotic, says Tokoyami. Kyoka-chan, your ear. Yeah, because she lost her ear, that's right. Well, basically lost her ear. I think like most of it's gone. After facing the Deemed King, I'm lucky this is all I lost, she says. You two came from the same portal as those clones, which means they're really Toga, she says. Uraraka replies, if this keeps up, she'll swarm across Japan. We've got to stop her. That's true, but Dabi's flames are just too hot, says Tokoyami. And Toga keeps duplicating too. Our only option is to run, as they're flying over a bunch of fire and clones and just kind of chaos in general, it looks like. Whoa! Oh, this next shot. Before I read the text, I'm just going to describe to you what the shot is. So it's behind Endeavor on the ground, who's like still has his arm missing. He's holding out the stub. And he's like kicking and punching a bunch of the Twice clones who are attacking him. And we can't call this a battle anymore. The divide and conquer plan has failed. And what Endeavor's looking at as he's punching these clones away is like Dabi flying at him like some sort of like, I don't know, dude. He looks like a Zula, like how crazy he looks with like the jet feet and flying. Dude, wow. Endeavor. We got a close-up of Endeavor. He looks very flabbergasted. Are those flames around his chest the phosphor move Shoto mentioned? He thinks to himself. Toya, what happened to Shoto? I wanted to turn his corpse into a present for you, but he was too strong, says Dabi. Dabi, dude, I don't see a scenario in which Dabi survives this, purely because of the damage he's done to himself. Like, he's literally a corpse being held together by rage at this point. My dream won't be completely fulfilled. Of the people that you cherish and those that you protect, at least one of them survived. Dude, that's kind of cool to know that, like, he just straight up admits that Shoto was too strong for him to kill, so he had to, like, count his losses and go over here. That's great. By the way, his eyes are looking very crusty. Like, I don't even think crusty is like the word. It's like on this last limbs. Foo says, is this all for one? Foo I think is like it's basically like haha or heh. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, this is all for one. As we see his like chain of like multi-layered plans, like backup plans. You know how he's always got a plan for things. He's got like playing 4D chess in his mind. We're seeing that grid again. The winds are blowing in my favor. Everything I worked for is starting to come together. How much of this is really according to your plan, though? Like, I don't know. I feel like he talks a big game, but like, I guess he does have it's even showing here. Like, he's got plans and some of them get diverted, and, you know. Kurogiri must have gone to where Tomura is. His warp gate has a longer range than my mud warp. It'd be for the best if I could get my hands on that. No matter. I'll use this chaos to my advantage. Wait, Kurogiri must have gone to where Tomura is, his warp gate. It'd be best if I could get. He wants to get his hands on Warp Gate. Wow, he's just gonna steal it from Kurogiri. I guess he doesn't really care about Kurogiri too much. He's like a pawn. Use this chaos to my advantage and go to Tomura as he launches off the ground. Dude, man, I want to see like Prime All for One do shit. Like, they better give me some Prime All for One. Like, I want to see just how devastating he can be. Because right here, dude, he fucking like launches off the ground like he's a fucking missile. Like, that's so cool. He's got like black electricity around him, and you can just tell this guy's a fucking badass. I'm sorry I'm dropping a lot of F-bombs. I don't know what's wrong with me. I try to keep these PG-13. I guess that's PG-13. And then Hawks dives in front of him and blocks him. Or he gets hit. I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to tell. It looks like he goes in to hit him, and then All for One like puts like a barrier or something and knocks him away. All for One says, Hawks, shouldn't you go deal with Bubagawara's dying will instead of me? Hawks, who got hit on the forehead, there's like blood gushing out. Before I get to that, you want to tell me what your rush is? You don't trust Shigaraki, do ya? Oh, look at him being deductive. And then All for One doesn't have a reply. He says, you're very perceptive. Yeah. The truth is that thing isn't yet complete. There's something important I still need to do. What is that? Like kill the little Tomura inside of him? Is that what it is? Is that like the last thing? Endeavor-san! Shouts someone in the air. The divide and conquer plan has failed. I assume this is Uraraka and Tokoyami and stuff. Dude, Endeavor, he just like clotheslined this twice clone, like took his head and arm off. That was crazy. He's still fighting, man. What a badass. With the way things are now, no one can stand against his flames. If things fall apart here, they'll make their way to Deku and Shigaraki. Yeah, this battlefield's kind of a wash right now. I don't like they lack the manpower or woman power, whatever, to like fight this back. The Sadman's parade alone is like it's so hard to stop, and you have Prime All for One. Granted, Prime All for One's trying to flee, but you're also still trying to contain him, and you know. Please stop Toya. Whoever is shouting at him says, now we're back to Hawks and All for One talking. I love, dude. I feel like Hawks could die here, and I think it'd be kind of fitting for him to die for a good cause. So we'll see how this goes. So cruel, says All for One. The man has lost an arm and is barely conscious. Oh, okay, so that wasn't Uraraka and Froppy talking in the sky. That was All for One and Hawks. It was hard to tell. They were just two dots in the distance. So Hawks is saying to stop Toya. And then All for One says, so cruel. The man has lost an arm and is barely conscious. What you're asking for would be a dereliction of his duty. He's supposed to be stopping me. You just don't know when to shut up, says Hawks. You've already lost to our number one once. That's why I'm giving him a new task. Nonsense, says All for One. Dude, he's talking shit to All for One. Like All for One is the number one shit talker in this entire series, but it's always funny the very few times that like someone talks shit back to him. It's kind of great. Nonsense, says All for One. Some great detailed animations here, like expressions and stuff. Back to Dabi, who's diving in to Endeavor here. Duty. This time, I'll watch over you. A father takes charge. 376 end. As we get a shot of Endeavor looking on at Toya coming in. That's a great shot, too. Oh, wow. Yeah, this was it was a short chapter, but it didn't feel too short. Very cool. Okay. I'm still kind of a storm to a flower. I wonder like what that title is supposed to be. Is the flower reference to like the flower that we see Dabi reference to sometimes? I don't know. I still have my ongoing theory about the weather girl. I think that help was on the way. I would love for help to be on the way. But yeah, this is a really good chapter. It kind of was like a setup chapter. if anything. It looks like we're gonna. This is so bizarre. I don't even. Okay, so essentially, we're gonna have three confrontation type things here. So they were saying the divide and conquer plan has failed, and basically, we just need to prevent these people from like going to help Tomura against Deku and stuff. You got to like keep these resources from getting over there. Um, that's why Hawks is even diving in the way of All For One. He's stalling him. He's doing anything he can to stop him. All right, so we're gonna have Endeavor versus Dabi, the fight that I've expected for a long time. I knew we would get it eventually. It's gonna be, I, my expectation is that they both die. Um, because if you think about it, someone has to die from this war, right? Like if it's, I mean, other than Bakugo, who, yes, haha, has died, but he's coming back. So, um, if this war truly is going to be like more hard hitting than the last, and the last one, like I'm not saying like Midnight and like Twice were nobodies, but those are the kind of characters that are just big enough to where you can kill them and people will be sad and you can say like, oh look, I killed some major characters and get away with it, you know? But I'm expecting in this like war, when it's all said and done, we're actually to get more significant deaths. My predictions at the moment, I think Endeavor and Dabi, because I don't think Dabi's being redeemed. I don't. I just think that it's a tragedy. It's a tragic tale that's gonna end like badly. And I think Endeavor is gonna die with him as like sort of his ultimate like comeuppance or whatever you want to call it. Like, and I'm not saying I want Endeavor to die. I actually really, really, really like Endeavor as a character. Those of you guys who've been watching my chapter reviews know this. I think he's a very complex and probably one of the best, if not one, like the best like story arcs this entire series has had. Because my thing about Horikoshi is, I think he has clear strengths and clear like some weaknesses. And here's my thing. I think his world, his characters, and his character designs are so good. Like these characters feel so great. Their personalities really flourish. The designs are excellent. The world feels beautiful. His art, that's the other thing. His art is exceptional. The thing that the areas where I think Horikoshi sometimes falters a little bit is like story writing and just like writing in general. It's very up and down. There's peaks and valleys. There's moments where it's really good and like not so good. Endeavors is one of the few characters where it's just been consistently not just strong throughout the series, but it's like gotten better and better. And like if you compare him to where he was to where he is now, like it's just such a great arc. And if he did end up dying with Dabi, I think that would be a very fitting conclusion. But again, that's not me writing the story, so it's just kind of my own opinion. But so if there's that fight going on, or supposedly, I guess, getting, I don't know if we're going to get Jiro, Tokoyami, Froppy, and Uraraka teaming up to fight Sadman's Parade Toga. Like that, that's just so odd to me. The whole, like, I'm not gonna spend more time talking about how I don't understand Toga. What I think is I don't get what they're going for right now with like, I think the whole Toga turning into Twice thing should have been handled a lot differently. I still feel that way. And I just don't really know what's going to happen here with that. It's not playing out the way I thought it would. And a little bit disappointing, but again, I don't really care about Toga, so I can't say that it affects me too much. But it is cool seeing Jiro, Tokoyami, Froppy, and Uraraka getting to be here in this important battlefield. Hopefully they get some stuff to do. And then you have Hawks and All For One. And Hawks is another character that I could totally see dying for a good cause, because his whole thing was like sort of the hero that didn't care, but he's starting to care more and more as the series goes. Like being number one, never interested in him. He just wanted to be in a world where everything was easy, didn't have to worry about anything. And what better way for him to go than like doing something truly just like self-sacrificing and heroic, where it's like he really does care. He does give a shit about, like, you know, what true heroism is. Like, because he was trained from as a kid, like in a special organization to use his powers like special. Like he wasn't like All Might, where he was like he sought out this life to like to make a difference, to like become great and to do great things. Like he was sort of like conscripted into it. So I think that'd be really good for his character. I'm not hoping he dies. I like Hawks as a character. I just think that I could see that, like, you know, I think we are due for some actual like deaths, and I think Hawks and Endeavor and Dabi are very high up on the probability list. Sorry, I should probably end this recording soon. Um, yeah, short chapter. I think we're also on a break next week, but I think that's because all Shonen Jump is on a break. So hopefully Horikoshi gets a nice rest, and hope he feels better. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll leave it at that. Until next time, this is Mighty Gazelle, hoping you all have a mighty day. See you guys.